Friends, if the political war between Jasmine Crockett and Donald Trump were a movie, the most intense and explosive scene would be the Texas border. This is not just a stretch of land with sand and barbed wire. This is where the future of America is being fought over. The border controversy is not only about illegal immigration. It's about manipulated numbers, human rights violations, and quiet decisions made behind closed doors in Washington. Jasmine Crockett recently made a claim that shook the foundation of Trump's entire border narrative. She openly accused Trump's team of lying about border statistics. The story heated up when Trump's campaign proudly claimed that arrests at the border had dropped because of his tough policies. On the surface, it sounded like a success, but Jasmine Crockett, who represents Texas and understands the ground reality, refused to accept that story. In a high-profile interview, she said, "These numbers are just as fake as Trump's past claims." She accused the administration of cooking the books to make things look good before the election. Her argument was simple but powerful. You can't say the problem is solved just because you stopped counting people. That single line sparked a media firestorm, because if her claim is true, then Trump's entire border success story is built on manipulation. But the most emotional and controversial moment came during a congressional hearing on immigration enforcement. While Republicans were defending Trump's policies, Jasmine Crockett took the microphone and said, "What I'm seeing today is not law enforcement. It reminds me of slave patrols." Those words hit like a political bomb. She explained that just like in history, people were being targeted based on how they look and where they come from, sometimes even when they have legal documents. Republican leaders strongly pushed back against her comparison, calling it offensive and extreme. But Jasmine didn't step back. She said, "I know my history, and I know what oppression looks like when I see it." The controversy exploded even further when the case of a 5-year-old American citizen named Liam went viral. The child and his father were reportedly held at a detention facility. Jasmine Crockett showed up outside the center and addressed the media directly. She said, "This is what Trump's policies look like in real life. This is not the America we believe in, where a 5-year-old American child ends up in detention because of where his parents are from." With that single case, Jasmine shattered Trump's narrative that his crackdown only targets criminals. She showed that regular families and even US citizens were being caught in the system. Trump responded the way he often does, with personal attacks. At his rallies, he mocked Jasmine Crockett, calling her low IQ and accusing her of wanting open borders that would bring crime into the country. He claimed that people like her would destroy America. But Jasmine turned his insults into fuel. She released a campaign video with Trump's insults playing in the background while she calmly smiled at the camera. The message was clear: "You can't scare me. Your hate is my motivation." The clip went viral, especially among young voters, and became one of the most shared political videos of the week. The fire grew even bigger after Texas passed the controversial SB 8-style enforcement policies at the state level, allowing local police to question people's immigration status. Jasmine called it legalized racial profiling. She warned that Trump and Texas Governor Abbott were turning Texas into a police state built on fear. She also warned that Trump's future plans of mass deportations could create the largest humanitarian crisis in modern American history. According to her, this was not about border security. It was about using fear as a political weapon. Another flashpoint came when Trump blamed Venezuela, claiming criminals from there were invading the US. Jasmine pushed back hard. She reminded people that US foreign policy actions had helped destabilize countries like Venezuela in the first place. She argued that Trump couldn't contribute to chaos abroad, and then labeled desperate migrants as invaders when they flee violence. According to Jasmine, this wasn't about security, it was about political storytelling. Today, the border is no longer just a line on the map. It has become a battle of two visions. Trump's vision is build walls, shut doors, and rule through fear. Jasmine Crockett's vision is fix the system and protect human dignity. On TikTok and social media, clips of Jasmine questioning border officials have gone viral. In one famous moment, she asked, "Can you tell me how many US citizens your system has wrongly detained or deported?" When there was no clear answer, the silence spoke louder than any speech. The bottom line is this: Jasmine Crockett has forced Donald Trump onto the defensive over the border issue. She challenges his. Will voters choose Trump's politics of fear or Jasmine Crockett's politics of resistance? Because one thing is clear: Jasmine Crockett is not backing down. And as long as she's standing there, Trump's border narrative will never go unchallenged. Friends, now we enter the part of the story where politics ends and the rule of law is truly tested. Courts are nothing new for Donald Trump, but the way 2024 and 2025 have tightened the legal noose around him is unprecedented for any former US president. And in this legal battlefield, Jasmine Crockett has emerged as a formidable force, dismantling Trump's so-called legal defense. Jasmine is not just a politician, she's a seasoned civil rights attorney, and when she speaks on Trump's cases, she doesn't talk like a leader. She talks like a prosecutor who knows how to get to the root of the crime. In recent months, 34 charges against Trump have been proven, and Jasmine Crockett's response spread across social media like wildfire. When Trump's lawyers claimed these cases were political revenge, Jasmine delivered a historic speech on the House floor that shook the nation. She said, "The law doesn't care if your name is written in gold letters or if you're a former president. The law only cares if you signed a check to hide the truth." With that statement, she tore apart Trump's narrative that he was the victim. She made it clear that this is not a witch hunt, but a straightforward case of fraud in which Trump manipulated records for his own benefit. The most interesting turn in this legal battle came when Jasmine attacked Trump's claim of presidential immunity. Trump's position was that as president, he should have full protection from any judicial action. Jasmine mocked this idea, saying, "If a president gets a free pass for murder or insurrection, then we're no longer a democracy. We're a monarchy." She also criticized Supreme Court justices who seemed to lean in Trump's favor. Jasmine made it clear that the Founding Fathers never imagined someone using the White House as a shield to escape the law. Her legal reasoning was so strong that even fellow attorneys praised it, and it sent shockwaves through Trump's team. This fight didn't stop at New York. Jasmine Crockett also targeted Trump during investigations into election interference in Georgia. When the infamous audio of Trump asking for 11,000 votes to be found went viral, Jasmine called it a murder of democracy. She challenged Trump's supporters, asking if they would excuse a Democrat for the same actions. She repeatedly pointed out that Trump didn't just lose the election, he refused to accept defeat and disrespected the votes of the American people. She called the Georgia case a test of America's conscience, delivering a serious moral blow to Trump's popularity. Another key angle in this script is the January 6th insurrection and Jasmine's legal analysis of Trump's role. While Republicans tried to downplay the event as a tour or peaceful protest, Jasmine presented viral videos as evidence. She said bloody steps and attacks on police officers are not tourism. She labeled Trump the mastermind behind the chaos, using legal reasoning to show how his speech incited the crowd. Jasmine even argued that Trump should be disqualified from running again, a major legal question that continues to dominate U.S. politics. Jasmine Crockett also went after Trump's legal team. She argued that he used his lawyers merely to hide the truth and waste time. When Alina Haber and others defended Trump in court, Jasmine mocked their arguments and called it an insult to the law. She claimed that Trump's team was trying to turn the courtroom into a political rally to pressure judges and juries. Her bold criticism significantly weakened Trump's legal defenses, as the public now views these cases not just through a political lens, but through the legal facts Jasmine highlights. Jasmine opened another front in this legal war, Trump's business assets. When the courts imposed millions in fines, she sarcastically noted, "The man who calls himself a billionaire can't even pay a court fine today." She attacked Trump's brand, built on wealth and success, proving that Trump Tower and his golf courses were largely funded through manipulations designed to secure cheap loans from banks. This was a direct hit to Trump's ego and the central claim of his financial prowess. Today, wherever Donald Trump goes, Jasmine Crockett's legal questions follow him. Whether it's the Florida classified documents case or the New York business fraud case, Jasmine has laid legal landmines everywhere. Clips of her dismantling Trump's lawyers are being shared widely on social media. This battle is no longer just about jail. It's about whether the law applies equally to a powerful former president and an ordinary citizen. The bottom line of this 2,000-word segment is clear. Jasmine Crockett has trapped Trump in a legal vice that seems almost impossible to escape. Every day, she uncovers a new flaw and presents it to the public in a way that keeps Trump's campaign occupied with defense rather than offense. As the election approaches, these legal battles will only intensify, and Jasmine Crockett's voice will be the loudest in this courtroom war. The question now is, will Trump be able to break free with political power, or will ya? Friends, now we reach the part of this story where politics is no longer limited to speeches. It has become a live war on your phone screens. If Donald Trump was once called the king of social media, today Jasmine Crockett is the rebel queen of that digital kingdom, tearing down the walls of Trump's online fortress brick by brick. Open TikTok or X, Twitter these days, and you'll hear one name everywhere, Jasmine Crockett. Her clapbacks, those sharp, flawless responses, have created a whole new political language for today's generation. These aren't just videos. They are weapons that have forced Trump's online army into defense. This digital war began when Jasmine started streaming congressional debates directly to social media. Trump's supporters often thought their loud voices and social media trolling could intimidate anyone, but Jasmine showed them how to create a viral moment. The most famous incident involved Marjorie Taylor Greene, one of Trump's biggest loyalists, who mocked Jasmine's eyelashes during a meeting. Most politicians would have ignored this, but Jasmine fired back instantly with a phrase that went down in history: "Bleach blonde bad built butch body." That one line sparked a social media storm, inspired songs, and countless TikTok videos. Jasmine proved that if you attack her personally, she can completely dismantle you online. Donald Trump, known for his own clever nicknames, was outplayed at his own game for the first time. When Trump tried to target Jasmine, she didn't stay silent. She responded to every post with sharp, witty comebacks that left his supporters reeling. Jasmine often mocks Trump's claims of being a great genius. In one viral clip, she said, "The guy who forgets his wife's name and can't remember what city he's giving a speech in shouldn't be teaching us about intelligence." That video racked up over 10 million views in just 24 hours, severely damaging Trump's effort to present himself as a strong leader. A big part of Jasmine's social media power comes from her editing style. She combines Trump's past statements with his recent lies to create videos that are as persuasive as they are viral. When Trump claimed to be the best president for Black Americans, Jasmine released a video showing moments from his presidency when racial bias was rampant. The caption read, "Your memory may be short, but the internet never forgets." The video resonated so strongly with young Black voters that Trump's team had to spend millions on ads just to respond. Another key element of this social media war is fundraising. Jasmine has learned to turn every viral controversy into money. When Marjorie Taylor Greene insulted her, Jasmine launched a Crockett clapback t-shirts the next day and funneled the earnings into her Senate campaign. She challenged Trump's supporters, "The more you insult me, the more money my campaign gets." This modern political strategy has frustrated Trump's team because the more they attack her, the more powerful she becomes. Jasmine's approach on TikTok is unique. She appears relatable, sipping coffee or sitting in her car while tearing apart Trump's policies. She explains complex political issues in simple terms that even a high school student can understand. One viral clip shows her explaining the Trump classified documents case as if it were a petty thief stealing papers, saying, "If I took a document from my office home, I'd go to jail." So how is it legal for Trump to hide secret files in his bathroom? These simple but cutting questions completely undercut Trump's claim that these cases are political revenge. But this war isn't one-sided. Trump's online army, known as MAGA trolls, monitors Jasmine constantly. They spread misinformation about her past videos, family, and private life. Yet Jasmine's approach is unmatched. She doesn't block them. Instead, she responds with video replies, mocking their ignorance publicly. She often says, "I don't mind your hate. It's making me even more famous." Her fearless style has become a blueprint for women entering politics who fear online harassment. The takeaway from this 2,000-word segment is clear. Jasmine Crockett has proven that politics in 2026 will be fought more on smartphone screens than on the ground. She has taken Trump's greatest weapon, social media, and turned it against him. Now, Trump isn't just facing Biden or other top leaders. He's up against a viral machine that exposes every mistake to the world in seconds. Jasmine's digital success has turned her from a congresswoman into a global brand. By the end of this video, one thing is clear. Whether you like Jasmine or not, you cannot ignore her. As long as Trump is in the arena, Jasmine Crockett's camera and sharp words will follow him everywhere.